welcome back to another episode of the A-League Couch Critics. An exciting one. We're going to be talking about the draw that came out on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We finally have a draw. We were actually going to do a bit of a video where we ranted where there was no draw, but unfortunately that idea has been shelved to next season. Anyway, we're going to have a bit of a chat about the draw, but before we get into that, usual reminders, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and go share it on social media.
We cracked 100 subscribers.
Oh, yes, we're on 103, so thank you so much for getting us to 100. And now we're counting down to 200, so 97 more to go.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Bradley, let's dive in and have a look at some of these fixtures. And it's kicking off on Sunday the 27th.
Yep.
Western Sydney versus Macarthur.
Yep.
The Eljana derby. Right?
Yeah, let's go with that. I'll have to give it a go one day.
It's going to be a fantastic start to the season, hey? Macarthur new boys. I think A-League have made a smart decision here. People are excited to see the new team, so why not put them up front and centre?
Yep. Yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic idea. A fantastic start to the season, the Western Sydney derby, the Eljana, or whatever you want to call it. And at Bankwest Stadium, so we'll be allowed to 50% of capacity unless the rules change within the next month or so, and let's hope they do. But 15,000, 14,000 there potentially for the first game of the season. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to make sure I get tickets for this one.
Yeah, we're going to be there, aren't we?
That's the plan. But that's what we should get onto the A-League. When are you going to do anything about the tickets? Because they didn't say anything in the draw about the tickets.
That's right.
And they're going on sale, so hopefully we'll hear something soon.
I mean, before we jump too much into some of the more fixtures, I can't believe A-League have waited. I know why. It's a hard thing to create a draw. But
I think it's more on the borders too, because they're trying to make it work as well.
But the excitement, just seeing when games are, is great. Because I've already thought, I might sign up for a membership there. I might get a 3-game or an out-of-Sydney membership to go watch Sydney FC games, because now I know I can plan it. Oh, that one's on a Friday night, or that one's on a Saturday. I know I'm free there. So it's great that they're out, and I hope you guys are excited to get to matches and buy a membership, help your club out, boost those numbers because it looks great, but guarantee yourself, some football. Anyway, let's jump back into some other ones, because we do have the grand final rematch. I hate that moniker for
it. Could be worse. You could call it a grand final replay, and that absolutely triggers me, because there's never been a grand final replay in the history of the A-League.
Yes, so the rematch, Sydney FC versus Melbourne City, that'll be a great start to the season as well.
And at ANZ Stadium, the Olympic Stadium too.
Yeah, well, Sydney FC, of course, as we recover from COVID, and the grounds have certain capacities, and so regional grounds are, I think, at 25%.
Yeah, mate, it must be ANZ, Sydney Cricket Ground, and Bankwest are all 50%.
50 to 75.
50 to 75.
There can be some stadiums with 75%. So I think we've seen that with NRL and things like that. So really excited to see how that kicks off. Some other big games. Bradley, what are you looking forward to in those first couple of weeks?
Oh, I tell you, I'm not looking forward to the wooden spoon the F3 derby, sorry. No, I mean, it should be good. I'm expecting I think we should all be expecting a much better season from the Mariners, and I don't think things are looking too good for Newcastle, so hopefully that'll be an opportunity for the Mariners to get one up in the derby for once. Macarthur's first home game too on 3rd of January. Now, this is probably one of those regional or those suburban grounds, so normal capacity is 20,000, so unless anything changes in the next month, it looks like that'll be at 5,000 max.
Yeah, and I think it would just be Macarthur kind of members at that point. I don't think you're going to get a ticket to that first Macarthur home match at Campbelltown, but that's all right. There'll be plenty of chances to see them, and I think it's going to be a great stadium. I think maybe giving them a gimme there in their first home game against the Mariners, get the crowd on the side and let them win a match. That'd be good to see.
I'm also looking forward to Wollongong becoming a bit of a permanent fixture without a Wollongong A-League side. It's Wellington Phoenix are going to be playing all their home games, and big thank you to the Knicks for deciding to come back over and not actually play at all in New Zealand, leave their families and play the season here. But, if you're on the South Coast, or even if you're not, try and get down there to a Wollongong game and support the Knicks, because we need to show our support for them, because they're giving up so much to be here.
And I think too, for people who are behind a Wollongong kind of expansion bid, they've got to prove it if you're from Wollongong and you want a Wollongong team,
Yeah.
make Nix your second team and get and support them this season because, pack out Win Stadium and the A-League will go, oh, yeah, there's money in this, we'll put a team here.
And I remember when Canberra had games and everyone's like, go support Canberra. They got like Central Coast Mariners versus Wellington. At the time, the two worst teams in the comp. Yeah. But, Wellington playing the whole season there, there'll be chances to see every team in the comp. And I think Sydney FC's playing a home game there too. So
yeah, okay. Yeah, great. Yes, they are.
There's plenty of opportunities to see good teams as well as ordinary teams. Yes,
I don't think we're playing a home game there. Oh no, we are against the Jets on the 14th of March. There you go. So that's really exciting, and the Knicks having their base there just opens up. Yeah, like you said, whole season. It's not a one-off game, but there's that consistency, and the Knicks have been a great side. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out of last season.
Yeah, and how they adapt after they've lost quite a few key players. But anyway, let's focus on the draw and not necessarily on the players in the squads.
Yeah, now some of the big games, things like the first Sydney derby of the season.
Yeah. And ANZ too. At ANZ, so there should be. I don't see any reason why this should not go to over 30,000 people there if we're still at 50% capacity.
It would be great to see it, although the last couple of Sydney derbies have struggled to crack 25,000 people. So I think it'd be great to see this kind of really go off.
And the Wanderers obviously in a really good run of form in the derby too. You haven't won a derby since like 2018 now, so it's been like 2 years since you've won a derby. So
it has not been 2 years.
It is.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of it.
Yeah. Or 2018. It probably hasn't been exactly 2 years.
Got nothing on that couple of 1,000 and so days. Yeah. Anyway, the Sydney derby, everyone's looking forward to that. But some other big ones like I don't know if you count it as a derby, but Victorian derby, City versus
I
Western.
guess.
Yeah. It's not
sure,
really
whatever.
But the original derby, Adelaide versus Melbourne, that'll be.
Your last one, derby, on the 15th of December 2018. So it is approaching, and by the time that happens, it would have been 2 years.
Yeah, lovely.
Anyway.
And how many of those did you actually win? 2.
Yep. And how many didn't you win? 4. So we'll take what we can get.
Just scroll up a bit.
Champions of Australia, but they still can't win Sydney. Anyway.
Brilliant. You love the banter. We'll probably be there. And it'll be great to watch Sydney FC win.
You know what I find funny is your hashtag on Sydney FC. It's always like Sydney Sky Blue. I'm like, yeah, but you went to Derby for 4 years.
Yeah, but have you ever seen Sydney with a red and black sky? No, doesn't happen because nature always returns. Sydney Sky Blue.
But the sky's not blue. You go all the way up there into space. You go all the way up into space. You don't see any blue.
Bradley's a flat earther. Have to be.
I don't know how I said I was a flat earther there, but anyway.
So some other big
derby, whatever.
Yeah.
The big blue. I don't know about you, but from someone that doesn't support either team, I understand there's a bit of rivalry there between Melbourne and Sydney. How big of a game is this for you guys?
It's huge.
Because the crowds in the past haven't always been massive.
I think even though the crowds aren't there because the crowds turn up to the Wanderers game because it's the money event, right? But when you
and there's 2 teams from Sydney.
When you look at the Sydney kind of fan base, there are some who think Wanderers are the bigger kind of rival, but majority they hate Melbourne. We hate.
Oh, but we're all New South Welshmen. I'm sure all New South Welshmen can agree that we hate Victorians.
Yeah, look, of course, but for most Sydney FC
no offense to any Victorians out there, we love everyone.
We love you, yeah,
in different degrees.
Unless you, for most Sydney FC fans, the game against Victory, that's the derby, that's the big one, and particularly on Australia Day, that's that's a big one.
Hopefully we can have some games with crowds in Melbourne. So they've gone over like a month now, or 3 weeks without any cases. So
it'd be great.
Keep it up.
Good to see. Some other kind of big fixtures.
First Westgate derby. What a bang first.
Yeah.
Anyway, these names. Anyway, at least they're not calling them Melbourne derbies. But anyway, first Melbourne derby, the proper Melbourne derby, that should be well attended too.
Yeah.
Well, if you can have attendances, but the distance derby, yeah, it's a nice joke, isn't it? But that another game in Wollongong, so get around that.
Yeah, but then kind of looking at the back end of the season, I guess that's what's important. Interesting to note though that Perth only have 1 game in all of January.
Yeah, so
they'll be 4 fixtures behind. So it'll be interesting to see how that clogs up an already congested kind of time.
So I'm not quite sure what the decision there with Melbourne playing, Perth not playing any games for 4 or 5 games into the season, because I don't see the Asian Champions League as an excuse, because Victory and Sydney FC are playing within the first week, and it might be something to do with their borders, because I think they're pretty hardcore with their borders. I don't know if they've opened up to anyone. I could be wrong, but if you're from Perth,
let us know.
Sorry about that, but let us know what the borders are, because we don't go there often.
Looking at some of these last fixtures though, could a title come right down to the last week? It doesn't really look like it. There's nothing too big. Sydney FC
depends who we think the title, where the minor premiership's going to go.
Yeah, look, Sydney FC play Melbourne Victory on the 22nd of May, and that's Sydney's second last game by the looks of it. So that could be big for Sydney. It'd be, of course, for Sydney fans, nice to clinch it against Victory, because let's be honest, I think Sydney still look like the most put together side. Like that, there's not been much turnover. We have lost Adam Lafondra, but
where
really,
the goal's going to come from though?
Well, I mean, Barbarouses, if he picks up his form from the past, he can be a deadly striker.
He's been a bit. But haven't there been a lot of Sky Blues fans have been whinging about his efforts in front of goal. He's not scoring enough.
Oh, sure, but he's had one season. It takes a bit of time to adjust to a new club.
I think that'll be the big problem for Sydney FC, is where the goals are going to come from, because they've been very reliant on Lafondra for the past 2 years now, I think. So
yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, someone will have to step up.
I don't think they're going to struggle. I think they've got so much creativity that they'll
I don't expect them to struggle.
Bahaja can put away a chance, But other teams that you could expect to really be challenging, Melbourne Victory they've recruited well, so it looks exciting for them. Perth don't have the team they had last year. Wanderers, if they're really going to mount a chance, they're playing against Perth towards the end of the season. I'm
sure we'll have another video where we go over our predictions for the season, but I'm really expecting a big year from the 3 Sydney clubs.
Yeah.
I reckon those 3 Sydney clubs could finish in the top 4.
It'll be interesting to see. Sydney's not competed, or New South Wales hasn't competed like they should have in the past couple of seasons. Sydney's really been holding up.
The Jets, that was a few years ago, but I'm expecting the 3 Sydney clubs, and that's my prediction. But we'll go into our predictions for the season later, but I reckon those 3 will take out the top 4 spots.
I just think that with this kind of season, the A-League looks to have shoved the better fixtures towards the front. And it looks like
that's what they've always done.
It doesn't look like a big grandstand finish, really, from what I can see looking at the fixtures. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what goes on. It's going to be congested, we know that, but it kind of creates a festival-ish, there's games happening often. You miss one, you've got a chance for another. So let us know what games you're really excited for. Have you looked through the dates and picked a game that you're going to go to? Because we'd love to know. And if you're going to go to a Wanderers game or a Sydney FC game, kind of let us know, and we might be able to meet you there and say hello.
Sign some autographs.
Yeah.
No.
But
we'll try and go to that Wanderers MacArthur game first up, and we might take the camera and have a bit of fun. Got a few ideas.
Don't listen, A-League.
No, we are legally allowed to film whatever we want, except for the game.
Yeah.
As long as we'll
be taking photos of ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
But it looks, as much as it's been a while, it's a weird kind of season post-COVID. I'm excited. This gets me excited.
I'm pretty
football.
excited. Yeah. Last night, when I was in bed thinking about it, I'm like a little kid on Christmas Eve. I can't wait. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. And then I did, but that was good. But I'm super keen. I know people rag out the A-League. They have a whinge. There's a lot of whinges out there, and that's what you always come across on social media. There are people that whinge. I am so excited for the new season.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Get around it. If you're a member, show your support for the club, because they need your support right now. Get to games. Make sure you get down to Wollongong and support the Knicks.
Yeah.
Just get out there, because I know with COVID and everything, but we're so lucky that we're going to have a season with fans in some sort of capacity almost everywhere. It's going to be great. Yeah,
it's huge. So, even if you're a casual, you've never been to an A-League game, this is the season to go and do it. You could have some interesting results. Make sure you just get to a game. It's our game. It's here in Australia. We need to show our support so that we actually continue to bring sponsors in. I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for the season.
Yep.
Go Sydney FC.
Yep. Go the Wanderers.
And well, that's pretty much all we've got for this week. But we'll be coming a bit more regularly because the season is just around the corner.
Right around the corner. So
just over a month to go.
Yeah, we'll have our predictions for the season. We probably won't do any kind of tips because there's so many games happening thick and fast. There's like a game every first 6 days of the season, so I won't bother with that. But we'll get some good content throughout this off season. Not off season. Well, the next month will be off season and next season.
Yeah. But until next week, that's been us for this week.
So yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe. You know the line.
Thanks, mate.
So, yeah.